Hi, it's Nick Shell with Family Friendly Daddy Blog. We have to talk more about the Ghostbusters reboot. Of course, what else would we talk about, really, So, will women support the Ghostbusters reboot? That's a major question. I mean, if we want to ask ourselves, is this movie going to flop? Is it going to do well? We have to ultimately ask ourselves, are women going to watch it? Because here's the thing. Based on the internet backlash that we're seeing, it looks like men are not going to be flocking to go see this movie. And ultimately, it appears that they're purposely making this trailer to seem like a chick flick. It's got all the elements there. Women in power, which I'm all for. Please note that I'm all for women in power. But then the man is just there answering the phone, and he looks good, but he can't do anything beyond that, even including answering a phone. So clearly, they're not wanting men to see this movie. I mean, that's what I'm getting from the trailer that they've released, that I've seen more than once, many times I've seen this. So, will women go see this movie? I mean, I seriously doubt many women are watching this video. This video, I imagine most men are watching my channel to begin with. In the same likeness, I invite all women to watch it, but I think similarly, I just don't think that women are going to think, oh yeah, you know what? Girl power, let's go out and have some fun tonight. Yeah, they got that Ghostbusters movie coming out. Yeah, it's got the guy, the Thor guy or whatever. You haven't seen that movie, but he's in it, and he looks good. And the women, they've got the weapons, and now it's the women's turn. So yeah, let's go see this movie as girls. Yeah, let's pack this theater full of women and show them that we support this. See, I think it would take that to even put a dent in making this movie relevant, because so far everything we've seen has been irrelevant about the movie, based on the audience to begin with. So in a couple of weeks, I mean, it's only about 2 weeks away, we're going to know whether or not women support this movie. Because if women don't support the movie, who does? Men apparently are not. I haven't talked to a guy yet or heard or read anything online that indicates that men are excited about this movie. Now, should you care about what you see or read on the internet? To some degree you should, because it's a good indication of how this movie is going to do. And basically all we're seeing is negativity, which I'm not here to jump on the bandwagon, but I am here to say it's clearly being offered up as a chick flick. So that means for this movie to be popular, well, not even be popular, for it not to bomb, okay? I'm trying to be optimistic. For it not to bomb, here's what needs to happen for the Ghostbusters reboot movie in 2 weeks on July 15th. Number one, the amount of men who are not going to be watching the movie hopefully won't hurt the movie, because it sounds like men are not going to be flocking to see the movie when it opens, which is one of the worst things you could expect. When Star Wars was coming out, men were there. When X-Men and when Captain America and even Batman vs. Superman, men were flocked and ready to go see this movie, or herded. Men aren't traveling in flocks, do they? They go in herds, right? That sounds more masculine. Okay, so with that being said, let's assume that this Sony flick here, this Sony chick flick, can survive without men like lining up to go see it. Let's assume they can survive that. In order to make up the loss, then women have to really unite. They have to do like Twitter messages, women power, all this stuff. And they have to, for the sake of proving that this movie is relevant, they have to go buy the tickets and go see this movie. That's what it would require. But see, at that point, I think we're missing the point, aren't we? Because if a movie's good and it's relevant, then you don't have to convince people to watch it with Twitter handles or hashtags, whatever they do on Twitter. You don't even have to get them to do that, because they already support it by showing up and doing it on their own, because they think it's a fun and relevant movie, as happens with male audiences in movies that we support, like all the movies I just named, even Ninja Turtles 2, Out of the Shadows. I love that movie. It was great. It was a lot of fun. No one had to tell me whether or not to watch it, but it appeared that the marketing catered to everyone can come see this movie. It's a lot of fun. Come see Ninja Turtles, Out of the Shadows. It's fun for all. And I know that it did do well opening weekend. But so much speculation about opening weekend for Ghostbusters reboot. I mean, the chances of it doing well are, I think, impossible. But the chances of it not bombing, that's really the best I think Sony can hope for at this point. So, okay, let's see what happens. But again, here's my theory. I don't think men are going to be lined up to see it, which means it's going to be, who's going to be watching this movie though? I've already pointed out in my other video, people aren't buying the action figures, which are placed in the boys section of stores. So I just don't see the audience showing up. And it appears the one audience that would have at least tested the waters are being, not, I don't want to be saying insulted, because I'm not insulted, but it just seems that there's nothing there in the trailer to get men to watch this video or this movie. So I was open-minded, but the more that I think about the trailer, and I haven't seen any newer trailers with unique content to really tell me otherwise. Okay, are women going to watch the video? Or are women going to watch Ghostbusters? That's really what this comes down to. Because I think it looks like for the most part, men aren't excited about it. And that's a major problem. I'm open-minded, but it just doesn't seem like this is going to work. Okay, prove me wrong, free world, and what do I call it? The free market. Yeah, prove me wrong. I'm open-minded, but so far I just don't see who the audience is. This is Nick Shell with Family Friendly Daddy Blog.